Hey guys, Abhishek here and welcome to my full review of the OnePlus One. And I'm using this OnePlus One for as my primary device for over 12 days now. And before that, it was acting as my secondary device for about 25 to 30 days. So I felt that right now it's a good time to review this device. Previously, before using the OnePlus One as my primary device, I had made a review, but as I started to use it as my primary device, I discovered some new features about the OnePlus One, so I remade the video today. So let's just quickly have a look, and let's just quickly begin with the physical overview of the OnePlus One. On the front, we have the speaker output, the 5 megapixel front-facing camera, the 10.5 1080p IPS grade display, and the capacitive buttons that we have got. And on the right hand side, we have nothing but the power on button, which is probably made of ceramic. I'm not quite sure. On the left hand side, we have the SIM card slot and the volume rockers. Do note that the SIM card slot accepts nano SIMs as well as the micro SIMs. If you see in the latest variants, they also provide you a nano SIM tray in case you have a nano SIM card. So that's good in my opinion. And on the bottom, we have the speaker outputs, the micro USB port, and the primary microphone. On the top, we have the 3.5 mm headphone jack and the secondary microphone. On back, we have some cyanogen mod branding, some safety and regulatory information, the OnePlus One branding, and the 13 megapixel camera, the dual LED flash, and another microphone. If you see the OnePlus One branding does act like a grip, and as I have the Sandstone Black variant, it provides a great grip rather than the Silk White variant that we get. And the capacity of the Sandstone Black variant is 64 GB, while the capacity of the 16 GB, I mean the Silk White variant, is 16 GB. And I'm not quite sure, but 16 GB variant will launch in India really soon. And the variant that I have got over here is a global variant. It's not the Indian variant. So let's have a look at the Android version and the Cyanogen mod version. So as you can see, it's running Android 4.4.4 KitKat. And if you see the Cyanogen mod version that I have got, it's Cyanogen mod 1154S version. So in case you're staying in India but have the global variant, yes, you are bound to get the updates. So I mean the OT updates. So it doesn't act as an issue in case you have a global variant. You will be getting what do you say, over the air updates. So let's just quickly have a look at the Cyanogen mod version. And as you can see, it says 11. So moving on, speaking out the display, the 5.5-inch 1080p display is probably the best 1080p display I've ever seen, maybe. But if you see, the display is quite bright and it's quite sharp as well. So it works in the favor of the OnePlus One's 5.5-inch display, I feel. As I have the 64 GB variant, let me just quickly show you the storage space that I got. And as you have seen, I have installed some of the apps. Some of the heavy apps for like Injustice, etc., are more than 1 GB in space. So I mean in size. So let's just quickly have a look at the storage that I got. And as you can see, it says almost 50 GB of storage. It's free right now. And let's just quickly have a look at the storage the apps, etc., are consuming. And as you can see, the apps is taking almost 3.3 GB of storage, and the audio is seeing somewhere around 881 MB, and the pics and videos are taking up 361 MB of storage. So it seems that the internal storage of 64 GB is quite more than enough for your needs, and the total storage that you get out of the 64 GB is somewhere around 54.87 GB. That I really liked about the OnePlus One is that even though it's running Cyanogen mod, the experience of the OnePlus One is quite close to stock Android feel. If you see, we don't get many phones out there with stock Android feel. Just you get the Android One devices, the Motorola devices, and the Nexus devices. I'm not quite sure that I have missed on any other device, but yeah, probably these are the only devices that you will get with the stock Android feel. And OnePlus One has done a great job customizing the Cyanogen mod version that they use. So thumbs up for that. Speaking about the lock screen of the OnePlus One, I felt that there's a minor con. So let's just quickly have a look at it. um, what I'll do is that I'll just mark this message as 100, and as you can see, we don't have a notification that says that a message is 100. So let me just lock the screen, and as you can see, the message is being showed on the lock screen. So in my opinion, it's a bit irritating in case you don't want to read the message, but it still bugs you on your lock screen. So let me just unmark the message, mark the messages, right? So I guess this must be fixed in the future upgrades because it does get irritating after a bit of a time in case you don't want to read the message, but you still get a notification on your lock screen. Moving on to the lock screen once again, the customized lock screen works great as it shows you the notifications that you have got and the time, day, and the date as well. It also shows us the battery percentage, and in case you swipe from the right, you can open the camera interface that we have got. And as you can see right now over here, I have opened the camera interface. So let me just close this and let's just move on. Another couple of things that I liked about the OnePlus One is the File Manager application and the Screencast application. Yeah, over here as you can see. The File Manager application is great, but it's a bit tricky in case you want to, what you say, transfer the files from your OTG device to your OnePlus One. I had made an updated video about this, so you can have a look at it. If you play a 4K file on the OnePlus One's 1080p display, the 4K file looks really brilliant, but it heats up the phone a bit, and sometimes it also drops the frames. If you ask me to compare the 4K video file playing on the OnePlus One and the Xiaomi Mi 3, I'll say that the Mi 3 has a good edge over the OnePlus One playing a 4K file. As the OnePlus One is running a customized version of Cyanogen Mod 11, almost everything on the phone is customized. You can customize everything from the lock screen to the icons of the applications that you have got. You can also customize minimalistic themes like animations, etc. But you can also customize the buttons that we have got. In the theme packs options, you can apply various themes, and in case you want to select various components from every different theme pack, you can do that, and you can also create your own themes using this method. You can also have on-screen and off-screen buttons, and in case you want to add some off-screen buttons, for example search, you can do that as well. You can also enable double tap to sleep and double tap to wake up options on your phone. Boot animations on your phone can also be customized, so it's really great. And if you see, we also can customize the gestures that we have got, and we can have gestures like flash, camera, and music gestures. But these gestures sometimes what do you say start by their own. In case your phone is in your pocket, the camera gesture and the flash gesture start automatically sometimes, so it's a bit annoying in my opinion. I once again ran the benchmark tests on the OnePlus One, and it seems that the benchmark tests have been improved since then. On the what do you say, Android benchmark, we got a score of 46,490, which is really good in my opinion compared to the last score. And the OnePlus One stacks up against the Meizu MX4 and the Galaxy Note 4 really well. Moving on to the score that we got on Quadrant, it was a really good once again, and as a score was 23,594, I feel that it was pretty decent for its quality. Moving on to the Geekbench 3 benchmark, the single core performance was really great, but if we compare the multi core performance, it was not that impressive. Moving on to the call quality of the OnePlus One, I'll say that the call quality on the OnePlus One is just slightly better than that we got on the Mi 3. I just yesterday I received a long distance call, and the transmission of the call from the OnePlus One to the receiver's end was perfect, and the receiver heard the sounds really clear. But on my end, I was not hearing the sound that clear, so in the audio output, so that it was not, I mean, that perfect. And even when I turned on the speaker, it was not that clear. So I hope that this will be fixed in the future updates. And if I'm not wrong, in an earlier version of Cyanogen mod before, there was a bug with the audio output of the OnePlus One while making calls. So I guess this might get fixed in the near future updates. Something odd that I noticed on the OnePlus One is that whenever I used to put the OnePlus One in my pocket and I had enabled double tap to wake up mode, what it would do is that it would just open up and open random apps. So what I did was that just went to the settings, and over here in display and lights, I checkmark this prevent accidental wake up so that it won't wake up in your whenever it's in your pocket and maybe by mistake double tap happens. So make sure that you have checkmarked this option to avoid any problems like that. So I did that. And for another safety feature, what I did that I enabled the what do you say pen that we get. And speaking about the security, two special things that I felt about the security is the pattern and the pin. Having a look at the pattern, as you can see, it gives us a variety of patterns for 3 by 3 structure, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, and 6 by 6 for making the structures more complicated. So that's really good in my opinion. And something else that I liked about the security is that, for example, if you keep it on the pin mode, let's just quickly enter a pin. Okay, and as you see, I just enabled the pin, and as you can see, the numbers are all scrambled up. So there's no uh, particular pattern for these numbers right now. As you can see, the numbers are in these particular positions, and now the second time whenever I lock it, the positions have been changed. So that's really good, but I feel that this is somewhat unnecessary in my opinion, as in case, yeah, I mean, it's helpful whenever like you are browsing the web and you want to enter a password, but on a phone it seems unnecessary to me. Speaking about the music department, the default app that we have got is Play Music, and it's really great to have the Play Music app as the default app rather than all the other that you get on your phones. So it's really great having Play Music instead of any what do you say customized default app. So yeah, I do prefer Play Music over any of them. So it works really great. Speaking about something else about the music, I'll say that the music on output on the OnePlus One via the speakers as well as the headphones or earphones, that was slightly better than that on the Mi 3 once again. And as the OnePlus One has this audio effects, you can, I mean, in case you are using headphones, what you can do is that you can just enable these bass boost and what is it, surround sounds for your likings. You can also customize the equalizer settings in case you have plugged in your earphones or speakers, etc. So that's really great. And as you can see, we can also customize the environment that we are in. So the audio effects does a great job. But in case you don't know much about these, scrambling these up and down might what do you say change your audio output, and might not be that much up to your liking, I feel. And speaking of lag on the OnePlus One, there was not much of a lag on the OnePlus One, but I mean, I faced lag whenever I used to install themes. For example, let's just quickly install theme pack. Let's just take this one. Yeah, I'll take all of these and I'll just update. So it has been done updating, and as you can see, there was a minor lag in loading the icons. So that's a bit what do you say irritating in my opinion. And whenever I used to like browse the themes as well, I faced a bit of a lag whenever I was like browsing themes on the Play Store or even on the theme showcase app that we have got over here. And as you might have noticed by now, most of the themes on the theme showcase are paid. But I have downloaded some of the themes that are for free. For example, let's just quickly have a look at them. And over here in theme packs, as you can see, we do get some of the themes that are for free. And I'll make sure that I have linked these themes as well on the down in the description. So the themes are really great, and customizing the themes according to your liking works great as well. So let me just quickly revert back to the original theme. So yeah, it's done. As we saw, see once again, it did take a bit of a time loading these new icons. So um, moving on to the back, even though the quality of the back is really great, I'll say that you use a back cover, especially the ones that you get officially from the OnePlus One, because I had seen a couple of videos online and I saw that after a few months of use, the back cover somewhat degrades in case you're not using a back cover or in case you are using your phone roughly, and it I mean like you insert it in your jeans and remove it all the time, so the back can get damaged, as I saw. um, Moving on to the charging time that I got on the OnePlus One, I mean the time in which the OnePlus One was done charging was somewhere around 2 hours, and I used the official OnePlus One charger as well as the charger of my Mi 3. And I noted that while using the charger of my Mi 3, it loaded somewhere. I mean, it was done from like 10 to 100% in somewhere around 2 hours 45 minutes. So yeah, I do recommend using the OnePlus One charger in case you have it over any other charger. But it's not like a headache using I mean phone specific chargers for uh, the appropriate phones. So it's minor headache. But yeah, I would recommend that in case you have a standard USB to micro USB cable, you can use that one. But just use the wall adapter that we get with the OnePlus One. Moving on to the app tray, as you can see, we don't have many bloatwares out there. We just have the audio effects options and some other built-in what do you say um, Google apps, and also we have the file manager application and the screencast application. Otherwise, we don't have many bloatwares out there. And something else that I wanted to say is about the camera interface. And as you can see, we have a stock camera over here with some options. For example, in case you want to change the clarity of the image, what you can do is just change the size of the image to 13 megapixel. You can also change the quality to 100% or 95% depending on your use, and you can also save raw images and some other modes that we have got. In the video option, you have, as you can see, some video options and time lapse and slow motions. And if you want to capture slow motion in 1080p, the default frame rate is 60 frames per second. But in case you move to 720p, you can get 120 frames per second as well as 60 frames per second. But those are not that impressive in my opinion. So do have a look in the videos that I uploaded earlier. And speaking of the 4K video quality, we have two 4K modes, that's 4K UHD and 4K DCI. The 4K DCI mode offers a bit slighter better resolution than the 4K UHD, but I felt that while I was recording the 4K DCI video, the video was a bit artificial for my liking, and the frame rate was also not that good. And speaking of the general options, we can also enable the left hand controls in case you're a left handed person. So yeah, that's really good I feel. And over here we have the default panorama option as well. I clicked a few pics with the OnePlus One, and it seems that the OnePlus One's camera is really great if you don't consider the low lighting condition. In low lighting conditions, the camera lags a lot in my opinion, and it also catches a lot of background noise. Moving on to the HDR mode that we have got, the HDR mode works really great. And even in the artificial lighting or low lighting conditions, the camera performs decently, but it's not up to the mark if you consider the 13 megapixel camera. In outdoor conditions, the camera quality is unbelievable in my opinion. And even when I zoom the camera to its complete, it seems that the quality that I got of the pic was really great. In outdoor conditions, it does a really great job in my opinion, but in indoor conditions, it lags a lot if you see. Um, Moving on to the focus modes, in the autofocus mode as well as the macro focus mode work really great in my opinion, and the camera quality, once again as I said earlier, is really great, especially in the outdoor conditions. But I feel that it should improve in the indoor as well as semi lighting conditions where the lighting is not that much up to the mark as we see. Once again, speaking about the camera, something that I didn't like about the camera is that whenever I was like clicking pictures in low lighting conditions, the camera was lagging a lot. I mean, the camera interface was lagging a lot. So I feel that this is a minor con. But when I use the Google camera application, the camera was working perfectly. So it seems that there's a problem in the camera interface itself. So I guess that will be fixed in the near updates. Something else that I like about the OnePlus One's camera is the selfie cam. It's really great, I feel, and probably it's the best selfie cam that we can get out in the market for such. Speaking about the battery life that I got on the OnePlus One, I'll say that the OnePlus One is 3100 milliamp hour battery can give a tough competition to the phones made by Motorola. If you see, Motorola has a great history providing great battery life, and honestly, the OnePlus One can be a tough competition to Motorola, in my opinion. So let's just quickly have a look at the battery life that I got. and as you can see, it's not charging right now, and the battery life from the peak to right now, which is 30%, was around 1 day 13 hours, almost 14 hours. And as you can see, mobile network was on all the time, and Wi-Fi was on most of the time. And let's just quickly have a look at the screen time that I got. And as you can see, the screen time right now is 3 hours 44 minutes with more than 30 percent of the battery to spare, so which is quite a lot than what we get on the Note 4. And really, this is really great in my opinion, and I definitely do feel that the battery life on this OnePlus One is phenomenal. The inclusion of the screencast application on the OnePlus One is phenomenal in my opinion, and the screencast application works really great as well. If you see, the screencast application can also record audio as well as the video. It can also record games and some other tasks we do, and it also records the lock screen that we see. In my opinion, the screencast application does drop a few frames, but it's acceptable, and it also records the audio output that we get via our speakers. The audio output is not up to that level, but yeah, it's really great that it also records the audio output, and the screencast application overall is really great. The default music app that we have got is the Play Music, and in my opinion, it's the best app for the music that you can get out on the Play Store. And if you ask me, and if you see, in fact, we can see the waveforms of the music that we are playing right now, along with the album art on our lock screen, as well as some controls as well on the lock screen. But in case you have turned off the customized lock screen, you won't be able to see the waveforms. Yes, you will see the album art, but yeah, you won't be able to see the waveforms that we see. I didn't play many games on the OnePlus One, but I played games such as the Injustice, Smash It, Piano Tiles, and Real Racing 3. Even the heavy games work without any problem on the OnePlus One. And one problem that I faced while playing games was that the speaker output was blocked whenever I used to play games in landscape orientation. Um, Another thing that I had a concern with was what do you say, the back material heating. I expected the back to heat a lot while playing heavy games, but it seems that that's not a problem. It actually heated a lot less than I expected it to heat. The I didn't expect any frame drops while playing any games, but yeah, in case you are doing heavy multitasking, you can expect some frame drops while playing casual games, not while playing heavy games as well. So it's a bit vice versa if you consider the frame drops that we see. So as I started using the OnePlus One as my primary device, I noticed something which is a bit odd. In case you see, most of the smartphones out there, most of the flagships out there have similar specs. And to be honest, I have not used that much of Android flagships. Previously, I have used the Note 2, and I had used the Note 3 for a couple of weeks. Except for that, I have not used many flagships. But yeah, I have. I know many people who use the HTC One M8, iPhone 6 Plus, etc. And something that odd that I noted was that apart from the customization that we get on the OnePlus One, there's no specific application or any specific what do you say feature on the OnePlus One that makes it unique from the flagships. If you see, just the cyanogen mod version that we have got is customized, and it gives us a ton of customization options. So I feel that the OnePlus One lacks these extra features that the flagships provide us. For example, the camera of the iPhone 6 Plus, the fingerprint scanner of the iPhone 6 Plus, the S Pen of the Note 4. But yeah, the S Pen is ignorable if you consider the price. But in case the OnePlus One would have worked on the camera interface, it would have been a lot better than what it is right now. And I also feel that in the next version of the OnePlus One, it would be really great if they could consider a fast charging method that we see on the Nexus 6 and Galaxy Note 4, etc. And yeah, I hope that in the next version of the Nexus, sorry, the OnePlus One, we'll definitely see something unique. But right now, it's lagging something unique from the flagships. Apart from the specs are almost same, but the features are not that much. But in case you are looking for a performance phone, definitely the OnePlus One is a really great phone for the price. And for the price of 21,000, if you are getting a 64 GB phone with the top flagship specs, really the OnePlus One is a great device. And while I was using the OnePlus One, if you see, I didn't notice any lags or any issues. Apart from that, I just showed you on the showcase. Apart from those, there were no lags, no issues with the OnePlus One. And I thought I had an initial impression that because of the back design, the OnePlus One might heat a lot. But for my likings, the OnePlus One didn't hit that much. So that's really good for the OnePlus One. And to be honest, I'm quite eager about the OnePlus 2 that we will see in the next few months, and I'm really excited to see about the new the new ROM from the OnePlus One that we are about to see. So, in case you have an invite of the OnePlus One, definitely do buy it. In case you are in a need of a phone, definitely the OnePlus One is the best phone out there, between up to the 35,000 price mark. But post 35,000 price mark, yeah, it does get a lot of competitors in the form of HTC One M8, LG G4, LG G3, etc. So, in case you are looking for a phone up to the 35,000 price mark, definitely the OnePlus One is the best phone that you can get. And if you ask me to rate the OnePlus One, considering the features and overall smartphone market of 2014, I'd rate the OnePlus One as an 8.5 out of 10. But if you see the price mark, I'll definitely rate the OnePlus One as a 10 out of 10. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. And if you do like the review of the OnePlus One and find it helpful, make sure that you hit that like button and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, as it will help the channel grow. Thank you.